Hello my gorgeous peopleini, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are of course your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and these are going to be for the air signs of the zodiac, which are Gemini, Libra and Aquarius, Gemini, Libra and Aquamarini. And these readings are of course going to have chapters that are going to be individually timestamped, so it's going to be so very much so easy to find them. So now I'm going to start with my gorgeous Gemini. Gemini, you know, this is going to be quite a sacred week for you in so many different ways. You are about to rediscover yourself. You're about to rediscover your own passion. This is going to mean to you so much, because finally you will be able to start slowly but surely moving on with your life. What this is going to boil down to, my gorgeous Gemini, it's the fact that at around the beginning of the week there is going to be a very important message that you are going to have. Now this is where things are going to start becoming very interesting indeed, because that specific message is going to open your eyes, but also at the same time going to really help you realize, you know, how unique you are and how powerful you are and how successful you can be and how optimistic your life can be and what your optimism can also do. You know, this is very important when it comes to you coming up with the actual plan of action. So one specific message that you are going to have at the beginning of the week is most certainly going to change everything. It's about you having your own, basically coming home time to yourself in terms of the actual spirituality, but at the same time, you know, it's just like getting to know certain things about yourself that are going to start becoming very, very interesting in terms of you wanting to take them on the next level so in your life. So this is going to become quite interesting moment in time. So basically it's going to start with a news, with a very important information, with a very important message, and that in itself is going to result in you having an important plan of action. You know, you need to understand that this plan of action also is just like basically how you're going to know it's about the plan of action, where you actually become aware of this inspiration. There is going to be the surge of inspiration that you're going to have. That inspiration is going to open your eyes, but it's also going to pretty much so going to help you to see things for what they are. And that in itself is just going to you're going to come across things that just absolutely don't make sense. But then again, this is not with your personal situation, it's to do with the things on the outside, you know, but they have been affecting you. So it's just about you basically really opening your eyes, but at the same time, you know, getting this force, you know, to want to change your life, you know, in a very a quick way, and to want to change things that are making you feel bored, you know, to want to change things that, you know, haven't been changing for a long time, but you know that, you know, this is all to do with an important adjustment. And what this adjustment is going to be, my gorgeous Gemini, it's basically all about you realizing this, you know, what I said is just how you're going to recognize all this, what I said so far. It's about a surge of inspiration. Your own inspiration, my gorgeous Gemini, it's going to be your own guidance. This is so important. Your own inspiration is going to be your own guidance. Your own inspiration is going to be your own guiding light. Your own inspiration is going to rejuvenate you like there is no tomorrow, which means that you're going to be very a super optimistic as soon as you connect to the specific part of your life. And there is going to be a pretty much a little blockage that you will have, because most certainly, you know, by the time you get to the actual mid part of this week, you know, most certainly you are going to be thinking about that plan, but you will plan of action. And what the plan of action is, your own inspiration is going to be telling you, your own inspiration is going to be guiding you, your own inspiration is going to be playing a very important role here when it comes to your own internal guidance light. So this is how you will know. This is what you should follow above everything else, because there are going to be lots of people and situations that you're going to come across this week that are going to have a very, very strong energy, and maybe that energy will want to take over your energy, you know. People with a very strong energy, they can do this, but it doesn't mean necessarily that what they say and what they're trying to put across, it's actually really good for you. What is good for you, you know. What you should do, you know. What your next step is going to be, you will will know what the next step is going to be. And it's so important to recognize this, so you will follow your own inspiration. This is so important, my gorgeous Gemini. I can't even stress how important this is going to be, because it's going to bring you accomplishment, it's going to bring you success, it's going to bring you contentment, it's going to bring you a spiritual relaxation, it's going to bring a spiritual relaxation into your life, which means that you have been going through so much, not necessarily struggling, but you just couldn't do exactly what you wanted to do, and this affected you like a big time. So now it's all really up to you to realize that you are the one who needs to get this energy going, and by getting this energy going, you also need to understand to follow your inspiration, also need to understand to follow the signs, and you also need to understand that this is going to bring you the greatest success. You know, whatever you're trying to achieve, wherever you have like kind of stumbled upon over the last like 23 to 24 months, you know, within the last 23 or 24 months, this is going to be pretty much a big turning point for you in many different ways, because it's going to bring you the greatest accomplishment. But as I said before, moving to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, it's pretty much so about you. Oh gosh, you're gonna have this kind of information here, and you're gonna realize this, you know, something is just a little bit going to make you feel a little bit negative, you know. It's just like a little bit of like a maybe like a negativity here, because you will hear something, the specific, you know, part, the specific message, and this is just going to bring a little bit of like, oh my God, you know, a little bit heartbroken, because it's going to make you feel just a little bit heartbroken, because you will realize that, you know, the path that you have been on currently and the things that you want to achieve, in order to get to where you want to get, there is some kind of very important adjustment that you're going to need to make. And what this adjustment is, it's important for you to understand. The sooner you understand this, the quicker you're gonna go. The sooner you understand this, the quicker this energy is gonna start flowing through you, and that is going to help you to reflect on every single part of your life in a very, very super like unique, wise, and the most powerful way, exactly how it should be. You know, we project a very powerful light when we are kind of like we're projecting a very powerful light when we are pretty much so focusing very strongly on things that makes us feel really, really happy, no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening. You know, you just need to stay on your path and keep on doing those things that only make sense to you, and those things that make you feel really happy. So by the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, it's all about oh yeah, you're gonna hear this like kind of news, and you're not gonna like it, because it's gonna have like a bit of a heartbreaking feeling. But this is pretty much so with a certain part, certain aspect of your life. You need to you need to cut it out, you need to make an adjustment, and this is like going to be like your own little sacrifice. And you know, this is actually going to be really good. Do you know why? Because it's happening at around the time when you're going to be so wise. You will see what you didn't see before, you will know what you didn't know before, you're going to be aware of very, very important, absolutely mind-blowing big mama information. And I like this so much, because that at that very moment in time, without you even realizing, my God, you're going to do something so big, so huge, just by the actual this moment of realization. So you will know when this is going to happen, when the certain specific part of your life that is going to seem like really big to you, it's maybe not going to work out. But then as soon as you accept this, you know, the quicker you're going to move on, and even more so, you are going to find yourself on an absolutely mind-blowing little path not long after that moment in time. And consider the fact that we are having this week on number 7. It's the start number 7. It's all about spirituality, us coming out of ourselves, us being really big in terms of like, oh my God, in terms of our wonderful energy. But also at the same time, it's ending with number 13, which means that it's all about the transformation and that particular power. As long as we know what we want to do, no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening, you know, this energy is just going to be taking you, it's going to be guiding you, you know, it's going to take you much further than you could possibly imagine. But you just need to remember to give a credit to yourself, give a credit to ideas, give a credit to your weirdness, and need to understand that sometimes in this life things don't really make sense that much. But in order to kind of make sense out of things is by you staying true to yourself. So this is all about you realizing that you need to accept this part of your life, but also on another hand, you're almost immediately going to find yourself on an absolutely mind-blowing in a mind-blowing moment where, you know, not that long after that, you're going to feel so enthusiastic, like, oh my God, you're going to feel so optimistic, and you will want to explore the specific part of your life. You will want to explore specific part of your life, and this is going to be direct result of this wonderful energies that it's actually going to make this readjustment by itself. It's all about you being so enthusiastic, but also having a leap of faith. And where this is going to take you, it's going to be absolutely like unbelievable to believe at this moment in time. So you are going to find yourself on a new path here. You are going to find yourself on a new beginning, the beginning and the path that you should be on, that you should be part of. And this is going to be brilliant because it's bringing, so first of all, it's going to be like just one opportunity, one possibility, but as the time goes by, you're going to realize so many other possibilities and the room to grow, and this is not going to become obvious. So this is going to be very, very interesting, you know, every single step of the way. So it's most certainly something for you to actually understand. By the time you come to the actual last part of this week, my gorgeous Gemini, it's basically, you know, this is brilliant because there is going to be the actual, on one hand, you are going to hear a very important justice here. And that justice is going to mean to you so much. That justice is going to be so important to you. And that justice is pretty much so to do with you. And it's to do with your life. It's to do with things that you're doing. And it's also to do with like maybe the time that you have been a little bit unhappy because you have been waiting for this, you know. So it is going to be like a really powerful moment of justice that you are going to have here at the end of the week, my gorgeous Gemini. So this is really important. That justice, it's also at around that time an important advice, like, oh my God. So as soon as you become aware of this moment of justice at the end of the week, my gorgeous Gemini, this is so important. Even more importantly, you need to remember that there is going to be the mind-blowing advice that you are going to get. The mind-blowing advice that you are going to get is just going to come to you out of the blue through someone who is like a pretty much a respectable figure in your life, somebody who's so important to you, somebody who's a little bit weird, somebody who's a little bit strange, somebody who's a little bit unusual, somebody who's a little bit quirky, and somebody who's not usual, somebody who is not afraid to be who they are, somebody who's not afraid of their own energy, because sometimes people are afraid of their own energy and they're not themselves, and this is not the way to live this life. No, baby, no. So we are talking about someone very important here, very specific, who is at around the same time when you hear about this justice, that person is going to come through and it's going to give you the message that is really going to surprise you. This message is going to be so important because at the same time you will know what to do with a very big and ongoing problem when it's like you kind of got stuck in so many different ways, and that made you feel really, really worried, and that made you feel really negative. So that particular person has got a very, very beautiful, unique and very powerful advice for you. Not only that this is going to reflect on the very big like obstacle that you have been facing, many sleepless nights, like lots of problems and unusual vibration was risen through this, with this. It's not only about that, but this is also going to be super kind of like important when it comes to you doing the right thing and you kind of projecting your energy in towards the right direction when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, when it comes to your future, when it comes to your future planning. So this is in itself going to be very important, my gorgeous Geminis, indeed. So you need to wait for this information that you're gonna get, because it's gonna be brilliant, but also it's going to help you out so much to make sense of things, because you're also like almost gonna be kind of prevented to rush into an unknown area of your life that you shouldn't be rushing towards, purely because you're gonna get this absolutely wonderful and very important message at the end of the week, indeed. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Libra. You see, Libra, this is pretty much so this week is going to be super important, because you're going to find something that you have been looking for a long time. You're going to find something that you've lost. You're going to find something that was missing in your life, and this in itself is going to be such a powerful moment in time, you know, of your own rejoice. I really like this so much, because at the same time it's going to open your eyes. It's going to going to help you to know something that you didn't know before, and that in itself is going to resolve in you like digging even more deeper, and the more you dig, the more you're gonna find out. The more you kind of find out, the more you're not gonna believe. The more you're not gonna believe, the more you're gonna kind of be even more kind of aware, even better, even most importantly, of the specific part of your life that it came to an end. And this is something that you need to stop, and this is something that you need to remove yourself from. It's about the discontinuation. Libra, listen to me very carefully. Do not waste your energy at all. Don't waste your energy with the people who don't understand you. Don't waste your energy with the situations that don't make sense to you. Don't waste your energy with things that are going on around you that absolutely maybe in your mind, in your eyes, don't make sense whatsoever. Because I think this is like a bit of a part of this kind of challenge that you're going to have also. Like you will come across like quite a few people, yet again, who are just going to have a completely different opinions to you. And sometimes, and especially this moment in time, keep certain things to yourself, okay? No matter how much you want to jump and explain something, say something passionately, no baby, no. Just keep certain things to yourself. This is very important, but at the same time, it's the part of the challenge. The more you do this, the more you're gonna grow, the more wiser you're gonna become, I'm not saying that we're all completely like a different, but I'm just saying that there is just a very specific message going on at the moment that is just a little bit confusing things around, and this in itself, it's also playing an important role when it comes to this like kind of confusion. So at the moment in time, the most important thing is to keep certain things to yourself. Very important indeed, because this is a part of your challenge. But what I really like here, my gorgeous Libra, it's pretty much so you will see exactly what part of your life really you need to really cut out, and this part of your life has been affecting every single part of like things that you have been doing, every single stage, every single part, every single bit of your life was affected with this, which means that your precious energy was like kind of not stolen necessarily, but maybe you were focusing towards the negativity too much. It's nothing to do with you personally, but this has been going on around for a long time. So now this is the time that this is the moment that a lot is going to become clear to you, and that is going to lead towards you adjusting the specific part of your life, making a readjustment, making a sacrifice. This is so important. And suddenly, just out of the blue, there is going to be a wonderful energy. So as soon as you become aware of the specific part of your life that has just been doing nothing but draining your energy, maybe you were looking something, maybe you were listening something, maybe you were visiting wrong people, maybe you were around the wrong people, you will be able to establish this like there is no tomorrow. And I like it so much, because as soon as you become aware of it, my gorgeous Libra, what is actually going to happen, you are basically gonna find yourself on a very, very interesting path. And that path that you're gonna find yourself interesting at, just out of the blue, very specific part of your life is just going to become very attractive. There is going to be very interesting realization, and the realization that you are going to have, it's going to be connected to an opportunity, and with very, very bright prospects indeed. And although again, these bright prospects you're not going to be able to realize almost immediately, but something within it's going to be telling you, ooh, like there is so much going to come out of it, but I can't explain, I can't tell. And that's exactly what you should be following, because you're like my little psychics, Libras. You're naturally born psychic, like every single sign is, but you have got something different, you have got something very specific, and you have got something special. And this is what you should be using, and this is what you should be following with every single aspect of your life. So you will be feeling that it's one opportunity, but you will know it's like so much around it, that you will feel like there is a lot that is going to come out of it. And this is exactly what is the truth. This is exactly what you should be following, my gorgeous Libra, because there is going to be so many other opportunities connected to that little option and opportunity that is going to become available. So that bright prospect, they're going to be many unlimited possibilities later on, but although that is not going to become almost immediately obvious, you see. So this is something that I need you to remember, because this is also going to be the beginning of your breakthrough. The beginning of your breakthrough. By the time you get to the midweek, my gorgeous Libra, you know, I really like this, because there is a very, very powerful information that you will have. And this is that you will become aware of, that you will hear. And these are not going to be normal ways of hearing. You're going to hear this in an unusual way, in a very unusual way, through somebody quite unusual and through a quite unusual situation. So there is going to be a very specific message, information that you are going to have, and this in itself is going to mean to you so much, because you will realize that, hallelujah, something very annoying and very strange and very unusual is slowly coming to an end, slowly but surely. This information is going to let you know that the things are finally kind of moving on, and this is going to be so important. On one hand, it's going to be almost unbelievable, impossible to believe, but with things that you have been through, things that you have gone through, you know, it's just like basically this is why, because you've been through so much, this is just not going to seem like, oh, you know, okay, whatever, yeah, I'll believe it, you know, when it happens, you know, type of thing. But obviously it's going to be absolutely fine. This is going to like really give you your own strength back, your own balance back. This is going to make you feel so good. And although it's nothing to do with your personal situation, but this is all going to make sense, because it's almost immediately going to give you focus towards things that you should be focusing towards, you know. And you will see in that moment in time how much your energy was like kind of drained towards the unnecessary things, because this is almost like instantly going to bring you focus. What you should be focusing on about yourself. What are you good at? What are you unique about? What do you like doing? How do you like to express yourself? How you normally expressing yourself? You know, this is all going to be connected, and it's all going to be absolutely obvious. It's just like a very sacred part of you that you will want to take on the next level, on the next stage. You know, like everybody, literally every single person in this world is good for something. Every single person in this world is unique and very special in their own way. Everybody has got something about them that it's like super unique and super kind of like different, you know, to other people. So it's about you taking something very special, very sacred about you on the next level. So this is why this focus is going to be so brilliant when it comes to you, my gorgeous Libra, indeed, because it's going to give it the right focus, you know, and something that you really like doing and the way you like expressing yourself. Now this is going to be pretty much so taken on the next level, next stage of your life. By the time you get to the last part of this week, you know, somebody very close to you, somebody very important to you, it's also going to give you an absolutely mind-blowing confirmation, and they will tell you something in such a psychic way. With the power of synchronicity, you are going to also become aware of your own absolutely mind-blowing existence. And I'm saying this because through somebody who's so important to you, alongside numbers 1313 and alongside number 777, if you see any combination of these numbers repeating, you just need to know that very soon after that moment in time, you are going to have a mind-blowing confirmation. That confirmation is going to be everything for you. That confirmation is going to mean so much to you, because it's just going to at the same time give you that green light when it comes to the future planning, baby. So this is why this is so important. And also, you know, you just had enough of things that you have been through. You just had enough of things that you have seen. You just had enough of the nonsense. You just had enough of things that don't make sense, you know. So this is it. Like when you found yourself like completely, oh God, you know, like your hands are tied at the back, you can't do this, you can't do that. Libra doesn't like that. So this is why this is the pure reflection of like you not wanting to repeat things that happened before in your life. So you will just want to kind of make different way around. So basically the last part of this week, it's also going to bring you an absolutely mind-blowing future plan, future plan. And please make the most of it. And this is only the beginning. It's also it's with the power of your energy, through the power of your own mind, and through the power of your own vibration, where you're going to start also the process of manifestation. Be as optimistic as you can, but towards the end of the week, throughout this week. But also you need to understand that the future plan, the plan that it's going to come to you, you're just going to feel suddenly like very optimistic. You're just going to feel this bravery. You're just going to feel this power. You're just going to feel this wonderful vibration, very unique, something that you haven't felt in a long time. But then again, at the same time, that very situation that is going to be going on, it's going to be answered to so many, it's going to be your own direct answer to so many problems as well. When you have found yourself like having your hands, stuck at the back and things like that. So just being very unsatisfied with your life and just wanting to move on and not wanting certain scenarios to kind of repeat ever again. There is going to be an absolutely mind-blowing message that you will have at the same time, my gorgeous Libra, and that mind-blowing message also that you're going to have at the same time, it's going to be your own key. Your own spiritual key. You will understand, so much that you didn't understand before. Not necessarily that you didn't understand completely, but there is a certain element that was missing. And that element is just basically pretty much so going to really help you to move on with your life. And, it's also going to be directly responsible what is going to be happening at the end of the week, for you, my gorgeous Libra. It's also going to be quite responsible when it comes to like some important people slowly start walking into your lives indeed. Communication is quite important. Expressing yourself throughout the week is quite important. Like exploring as much as you can when something comes to you, it's quite important. But also at the same time, avoiding people who just don't understand you. This is also like quite important, because this is the way now, that the way you're just going to protect your energy, and this is something that's really important. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Aquarius. My gorgeous Aquamarine is, of course, this is in between the 7th and the 13th of February 2022. You are going to have a very, very strong feeling that somebody's around you. You're going to have a very strong feeling that somebody's watching you. You're going to have a very strong feeling that there is a certain energy around you. It is going to be undeniable, and it is going to be absolutely impossible not to notice this. It's going to be impossible not to be aware of this. And there are a couple of energies that are going to be very strong, almost like an energy of the spirit child and an energy of like some other, like an older person, like pretty much a much older person that passed away. There are a couple of energies that you're going to be feeling. Both of these energies are going to be so important when it comes to its balance, but also on another hand, both of these energies are going to be making you aware that you just need to kind of avoid the certain part of your life, which part of your life to avoid. So this is what this energy is going to make you aware. So it's just basically you're going to come across someone at the beginning of the week. I know that this is going to sound dark lallish, but if you don't want dark lallish stuff, then I'm sorry, don't listen. But I'm trying to just make you aware, to be aware. You are going to be aware of something kind of like weird and bizarre. You will be facing a certain person, and that person is going to kind of show themselves for what they are. Someone's mask is going to be fallen, and you're not going to like it, because that person is going to be around you and you're not going to like it, because that particular person have been a little bit selfish, and I don't like this whatsoever. But I'm not saying that you weren't aware of, but the actual scale of this, you're not going to like it. So this is going to be quite big when it comes to you, and I will explain it why. The reason why this is going to be big is because it's to do with the pretty much of the next stage of your life, and I will talk to you about that in a second. But first of all, when you feel this energy around you, like somebody's around you, it is not going to be that long. It's going to be bizarre. You're just like, let's say you're sitting at home, let's say you're I don't know, writing something, you're like knitting, like I don't know, you're like doing something at home, and then suddenly you're just gonna feel these two energies around you, two spirit energy, very strong indeed. You may not be able to differentiate, in between them two, but it's to do with an older spirit energy and a younger spirit energy. At the same time, you may see like a younger spirit at around the time when you feel younger spirit energy, you may feel like a little ball, like kind of rolling on the floor by itself, some kind of things like that. Or maybe, you can just feel like a child, child spirit. But on another hand, there is an older energy as well. But anyway, so when you feel this, you may see something, you may not, you may just feel something like within, you may kind of feel the temperature change, you may see something moved, it's normal in my world. But it's just like when you become aware of somebody else around you, it's going to be impossible not to notice. Okay, these are your spirit guides. These spirits are meant to be there to make you aware of the situation that is coming up. And the situation that is going to come up, it's going to happen within the next 3 days after that moment in time. And the situation that is going to come up, it's pretty much also going to be connected to number 3 as well. When you come across this person who you just need to be careful about, I don't trust that person, and this is how you're going to be warned, because that person, it's like the mask is going to be falling, so you need to be aware of that person. Is to do with a little bit of a double dealing and things like that. But then you just do not want to have any ties to this person whatsoever, but also at the same time you must not make them aware what you know, how you feel, and what are you aware of and what are you not aware of. Your job is to kind of have a smile on your face and then keep certain things to yourself. But most certainly you're going to become aware of who this mask is. That in itself is like, oh my god, it's going to be like a bit of a drama moment in time. But then again, at the same time, that person that you're going to be dealing with, it looks like that person was manipulated by somebody else. So there is a bit of like an unusual chain reaction going on over here. But also at the same time, it's just to do with like a little bit of like a maybe being greedy and things like that. So just kind of be aware of this person, and you are going to become aware of this person. It is going to kind of throw you out of balance a little bit, because this is going to come with a little surprise indeed. But then again, you are just going to start looking towards where you should be looking. You're going to start focusing almost immediately towards where you should be focusing towards, what you should be focusing towards, because that in itself is bringing you an important spiritual key. It is bringing you an important understanding of a very, very specific situation. And that is going to throw you out of the balance. By the same time, my lordy lord, it's just going to start making sense, because you will see why certain things didn't make sense. You will see why certain things in your life were like kind of a little bit slow, and you will also see why certain things in your life were dragging. So it's to do with this. So it's not necessarily even that particular person, but it's someone else behind that person who is actually controlling this person. And you see, and it's all to do with a bit of a greed and things like that. So you will know what you need to know, and this is pretty much so very specifically connected to the last 5 months of your life. You were like kind of oh god, like walking on an eggshell, every now and then, because of this, because something was left unresolved. But then this just grew into something completely different, that you just have to like kind of find out how you're going to go around it, but not to make it obvious that you're aware of things. Okay, so for now you just need to keep certain things to yourself, and as the part of the challenge is pretty much so very highlighted, to actually just to kind of like not have an argument and things like that, because that at the moment in time most certainly wouldn't really do absolutely anything. And also the this is when things are going to become really good for you, my gorgeous aquamarinis, and I really like it so much. The mid week, it's like very much so, it's a hope. You know what is the first going to happen? First of all, you're going to have the ideas at around the midweek. These ideas are going to be God sent. These ideas are going to be your blessing. This idea are going to inspire you. This idea are going to be your strength. This idea at the same time are going to be your power, because it's not only about the ideas, it's about like an important destiny moment in time. This is so significant. So you also need to understand that this is not just only about the ideas, it's about the ideas that are going to help you to see things for what they are, but at the same time it's going to become very successful later on. It's going to help you to come out of yourself and stand on your feet very strongly, grounded on the ground. You know, I'm not saying that you weren't on your feet, but you will know exactly what I mean, because it's going to help you to come out of something that no longer serves you. It's going to help you to come out of something that doesn't make sense, and it's going to help you to come out of something and just like a wow, make you feel so much better about yourself through your own satisfaction and accomplishment. So it's all about this important opportunity that you're going to become aware of, and it's going to start with you feeling inspired when it comes to your ideas. And you need to understand that these ideas are almost immediately going to turn into an opportunity. These ideas are going to turn into an opportunity almost immediately. Okay, take actions on your ideas. You see, this is what you need to understand, because now life is moving ahead. Life is moving ahead. Life is moving ahead. Life is moving ahead. The idea is going to, and this opportunity, it's going to need from you to kind of think about how you're going to make the necessary adjustment, because something will need to go. Okay, and it's to do with you making a readjustment, making a certain sacrifice in order to make things the way they should be in your life. But then again, as soon as you do this is also on another hand, you know, going to pretty much so going to make you aware even more of your own goals and the importance of you keeping your eyes on your goals, you know, and enjoy every single moment, because while you're doing this, you're also projecting a very powerful energy that only pushes things to go even further for you, my gorgeous aquamarines. Indeed, by the time you get to the last part of this week, it's like ooh la la. You know, the last part of this week is just like the balance that you're going to have. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Someone is going to inspire you here so much. An inspiration from someone who is very kind of weird, unusual, bizarre, strange, quirky, but that person makes sense, and that person is also a very prominent figure in your life, very prominent person in your life. They will tell you something that is going to surprise you, and then you're going to think, no, I can't be surprised by anything what that person tell me, but in a good way, in a positive way. But you will know that there is the essence of this person that is so wise and so smart and so clever when it comes to being aware of other worlds and dimensions, and you know something so unique about this person. So this is going to mean to you so much, because they will tell you something, the specific information which is going to inspire you, but also that person is going to inspire you because they've just starting something, and they started something, and you like the way they did it, you like the way they go around it, you like the way they go about it. So this is going to mean to you so much as well. So there are a couple of more inspirations that you're going to have through that person, and that person is also going to surprise you with something. They're going to tell you something just out of the blue that it's going to surprise you. But this is pretty much also to do with the actual reconnection with you too, for example. So it's to do with the reconnection. But on another hand, you know, that person is going to inspire you. But what I see very strongly, it's first of all, they will tell you something which is going to inspire you, but another thing, I told you, they started something themselves not that long ago, and you like this, some kind of plan, and that is going to inspire you so much. And this is something that is going to take over, because it's going to give you a nice little idea, and without even realizing, you will want to kind of like inspect a certain part of your life, and without realizing, you are really kind of subconsciously, you're going to be so driven, and this is all going to happen this week. You know, you're going to feel so driven subconsciously, and you're going to kind of explode a certain part of your life. Then you're going to forget about it. Then you're going to be doing something. You're going to find yourself in an element, in a dimension, and just out of the blue, completely unplanned. And this is where this is going to take over, and this is where you're going to see how important this is actually to you, because you're almost immediately going to be facing a certain situation out of the blue, and the answer to that certain situation out of the blue is completely going to be connected to you of remembering, oh my God, that's exactly what I should do. This is just going to like bring you a very important confirmation, an unusual situation that is completely going to surprise you, and it's going to require your answer, and your answer is going to be like you will know what to do, you will not know what to do, and then suddenly the inspiration from that really important person in your life is going to pretty much so going to bring you the confirmation, and it's going to make you feel so much better about yourself, and it's just going to inspire you so much. This is to do with you also realizing, oh my God, such an important moment. You will realize then and there that your life is about to change. This is going to bring you an ultimate change. This is going to inspire you, and it's also going to like pretty much so going to help you with a certain problem. Conclusion. It's also going to become obvious to an annoying problem that was really kind of like slowing you down so much. So there are going to be few things that you're actually going to be able to get out of it this week, my gorgeous aquamarine. Is very important in many different ways, but also at the same time you need to give a credit to yourself where the credit is due, because do not neglect yourself and don't forget about yourself. You have been so not selfish whatsoever. You gave so much of your energy away, and so now pretty much so it's time for you to kind of spiral back into your own power and focus on yourself, because the more you focus on yourself, the more it's going to come to you. So you will see exactly what the end of this week is going to be. Very important moment in time. It is the time of your own personal transformation, but it's also when we are having a personal transformation, you also become aware of things that need to go, things that are sticking out, that slowly karmically came to an end. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of light, healing, peace and love to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.